Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we have got a lineup of jokes for you that are guaranteed to crack you up. Let's straight dive into the fun. चल बंद कर दे.
An elderly lady was patiently waiting for a parking spot in a crowded lot, her turn signal on, when a young man in a flashy red Mercedes suddenly sped past her and slid into the spot she had been waiting for. Fuming, she got out of her car and walked up to him. "Excuse me," she said sharply. "I was waiting for that spot." The young man, oozing arrogance, flashed a smug grin and said, "Well, that's how it works when you're young and quick." His dismissive tone only fueled her irritation. Without a word, she turned and marched back to her car. Moments later, with deliberate precision, she reversed, then drove straight into the side of his shiny Mercedes, leaving a massive dent. The young man ran over, panic etched on his face. "What the hell are you doing?" he shouted. "Why would you do that?" The elderly lady stepped out of her car with a calm, satisfied smile. She looked him in the eye and said, "That's what you can do when you're old and wealthy." Sarah had married Bob, a much older man than her, and she couldn't help but worry about his health. To ensure he didn't overexert himself, she decided they should have separate bedrooms after the wedding. That night, after the celebrations, Sarah slipped into her bed, ready for a good night's sleep. Before long, there was a knock at her door. Opening it, she found Bob, her 85-year-old groom, standing there with a charming smile and a twinkle in his eye, clearly ready for some romantic time together. They enjoyed each other's company, and afterward Bob kissed her goodnight and left. Sarah was just drifting off when she heard another knock on the door. To her surprise, it was Bob again, just as energetic as before. She laughed and welcomed him in for round two. Once more they said their goodnights, and Bob left. Sarah settled back into bed, convinced she could finally rest, until she heard yet another knock on the door. It was Bob again, as lively as ever. Sarah couldn't help but laugh as they shared another intimate moment. Afterwards, she looked at him in amazement. "I'm so impressed," she said. "At your age you have more stamina than men a third your age. You are absolutely incredible." Bob paused, his expression turning thoughtful. "Wait," he said, scratching his head. "You mean I've been here before?" Guy wakes up in a hospital room, badly beaten, within inches of his life. The doctor is standing over him, and asks him what happened. He thinks back. "I was golfing with my wife. She shanked her pink ball into a small cow pasture, just beyond the rough. I went to look for it and finally found it in a cow's rear end. Last thing I remember is I lifted the tail and shouted, 'Honey! This looks like yours!'"